Yo, we cooking today, and I'm in there cooking up. You know, I want to write a letter. It's almost like I want to write a diss. I want to write this song. Listen, man. Let me start here because yesterday there was a lot of stuff that was making me laugh, and prior to that, me and Buckeye was having a conversation, and like I told him then, I was like, I just the focus has shifted totally to Stefanski now, and I feel like when certain people speak, they're not shifting the blame, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Buckeye called Stefanski a blame shifter, that he has shifted the blame on every offensive coordinator since he's gotten there. And I say, okay, I can see where you're going with that. That's a good point. My point was, ever since he announced that he is taking over the plays, our offense has been trash. Ever since. So I don't see the connection, you know what I mean? It's not, but this is where I'm at right now. I want to write a letter, and I want y'all to help me write the letter. Give me your comments, please follow, subscribe. I don't usually say that because I feel like it's corny, but I do want y'all to follow and subscribe, vibe with me. I want to vibe with you. But I want to get straight to things. I just want to get straight to it. I first want to go and just off a couple media clips that really had me rolling yesterday. And a couple comments that also had me rolling. I'm gonna start with Mary Kay first. Because I feel like Mary Kay is she's not public enemy number one. But Mary Kay says some things that, like, when it comes to this whole QB battle, sometimes she's back and forth, you know what I mean? But, she said yesterday, #Browns, Shedeur Sanders has arguably the number one trait for a QB: elite accuracy and uncanny touch. I believe QBs can significantly improve accuracy, quotation, or not quotation, but parentheses, Josh Allen. But Sanders is a natural in this area. Now, I agree. But my thing is, where did this come from, Mary? You ain't been on this side of the fence. What are you doing? What are we doing? I don't understand what we're doing. It's not making sense to me at all. But we're gonna get back on Stefanski in a minute. Let me play you another clip. Shout out G Bush. G Bush had me rolling yesterday, bro. But he made some points that are so not only valid, but it's what I've been saying this whole time. I've been saying this for a minute before we even got started. And now we're here. And that's why I'm not sweating it. I was happy. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the first time in a long time I've been happy to see a certain kind of loss. And when we lose to the Steelers, losing to the Steelers, you can get your job took. It's your job to lose, buddy. It is your job to lose. But let me play you Playboy real quick.
The Walmart, Dollar General, who cares? The zoo, I don't care. What kind of logic is that? I want everybody to be gainfully employed. Let me get this straight. Kevin Stefanski is a good person. I don't got a problem with Kevin Stefanski personally. He's just not good at his job. And for you to sit up here and try to insult my intelligence like that makes me say some reverse psychology, like I'm 12 years old. I know what you're talking about. Well, he'll get a job tomorrow. So, and great, have at it. I want somebody to be serious about today. Yes. I went to an establishment, and shout out to every one of you people that came and saw me at Sweet Port Wilson's. Hard-pressed Browns fans, loyal Browns fans, dressed up in gear, everybody was looking fly. Hats from New Era, $40. The jersey sewn on, $200. The Air Force Ones in an orange color that you can't wear with nothing else, $250. They brought drinks. They was in there eating good food. And each one of them looked me in my face and said, G. Bushman, you know how many people I used to come to the game with my brother, he died. I used to come to the game with my dad, he passed away. I spend money going on away trips all the doggone time, every single week. I'm on the ground level. I don't know where the rest of my media brethren hang out on Sundays, but I'm in the street. I'm literally on the ground level talking to real Browns fans. So when you tell me that I'm supposed to run up in their face and they spending hard-earned money watching this product in their community and then spend tax money and tax dollars getting you a brand new stadium, and you tell me that they got something in 29, if you don't shut up, now you're making me mad because you're spending people's money, wasting their time, and you think you can sit up on TV and laugh in their face. And that's what you're doing when you tell me what the plans of the organization is.
It's something. These guys, that's my dad and two of his friends. This may be, I'm not sure. This is maybe somewhere between 86 to 88. Maybe even 80, but I think it was 86 to 88, somewhere in between there. You got to understand something. Well, those of you who are hardcore fans, you already understand. You know what I mean? I'm one of these people that he's talking about. Like, I grew up in a certain kind of way. When you took the stadium and we became the Ravens. No, a lot of people don't understand. There's certain things you're not gonna do with this team, and you're not gonna insult the intelligence of the people. Now, it's not Stefanski, but it's the overall regime. Because this is something that the Haslam's want to do. It has nothing to do with what's going on right now and how we should be playing right now. And I hope that that's a misunderstanding, that somebody messed up and said the wrong thing and nobody actually said nothing about 2029. That would be asinine and inexcusable. Absolutely ridiculous. That would be absolutely ridiculous to say. I hope and pray that nobody said that. So, you know, as I sit here and listen to Tony Rizzo's and the Grossies, and I listen to these people argue, and I have people online and Twitter, and they're like, you know, Stefanski is intentionally setting people up. So it was one of my first questions are like, Mr. Stefanski, you're being accused of setting people up. And I don't think that you are, because I feel like it's your job to lose. But it's also your job maybe to lose. On purpose. And that's what we're not going to do. We don't care nothing about the way that everybody thinks they're going to jump on a draft pick and that's supposed to save everything. You don't get a Josh Allen, a Mahomes that, like, you know, it's rare. Brady was picked way, way down there. Jackson Dart wasn't picked super high neither. And then Jackson Dart still got to prove some things. Like they just start finding a rhythm. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Look, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't like it. Number 2, I don't know if any of y'all saw Hard Knocks, and I talked about this before. The Hard Knocks AFC North. In there, what I noticed is our film room was the most casual out of all 4 teams. When you go into the Ravens facility, it's business. When you go into the Pittsburgh facility, it's serious in the film room. I just see undisciplined behavior. And I think that's an issue. Mr. Stefanski, why are you allowing the culture to diminish? Why are you not building the culture? Why are the QBs that you do choose not natural leaders? And I'm cooking. Let me cook. Buckeye. Shout out. I think it's because you don't want nobody else to really have that influence. You guys had to pay Myles Garrett to be a leader. Something's wrong with that. You don't think? Because the natural leaders are the natural leaders. You ain't got to pay nobody to be a leader. But you paying him and you telling him, and we want you to not be captain. And he leads the defense. That's his job, not to lead the offense. He's a defensive captain. You need to let him focus on his job. But what are we doing there? What are we doing there? You don't know. What else we got? Let me see what else we got. Oh, you know what? No. G. Bush still have me rolling. Hold up.
King Jones. Them receivers in the locker room surrounding Kevin Stefanski with death stares. It's pin drops in there. They looking at him like this. Nah. Cats is in there in the shower with their helmet on. Just they avoiding eye contact. They in there with soap, water, and a washcloth. No loofah, just a washcloth with the helmet on. Avoiding contact. I'm looking at Kevin. Sir, are you going to take your helmet off? We have to pack that to go to rack the bread. No, I'm going to keep this on. I'm going to wear this on the bus, too. King Mac. Ramsey sacked Dylan Gabriel and pointed to Shador to get it. That's nasty work. Get your mans. Your mans is trash. You need to come on in. Come get this work. It's nasty work.
Of works, the nastiest. They in there like this. Hey, man. Hey. Come on, bruh. Hey. No, this is how Quinshawn is, right? This is how Judkins is right now. Hey, man. 12 carries, man. When he's at the goal line, you ain't gonna put me in, man. Cuz, what is that? What is that? Why do you do that? Why do you get hella pass happy? Like that's something we need. We ain't got a solid quarterback situation, but you pass happy. And you do this consistently with every quarterback situation. You get pass happy. You get to the point, oh, and let's do another pass. They're not expecting it. It's a symbiotic relationship. We need the 50-50. You did this with Flacco, had him throwing 45 times a game. 52 with a rookie. What do you do? Look. Okay. Two things. One, his computer just crashed. And, I got the automatic save going, but that's not reality. So when the thing crashed, it's destroying rebuild. We all know that. So the question is, with us knowing that you could be intentionally destroying us to either cause a rebuild or try to save your career with another pick, or Dylan could be your pick. Or you don't care nothing about either or Dylan or Shedeur. You don't favor them, rather, as the future. And you don't want Shedeur to save the day. That's kind of another theory that I have. You don't want him to save the day. You don't want him coming in and changing things. I don't think you want anybody to change things the way that you started it. I don't think you want anybody to do that. If you put it in place, you want them to execute it the way you want them to execute it. But if you don't leave room for audibles, what are we talking about? What are we doing? You can't let a QB be a QB? I don't understand that part. Anyway, man. Let's see here. What was my next thing? That Judkins thing is just throwing me for a loop. It's throwing me. You did the same thing with Chubb. You did the exact same thing with Chubb. When you did the exact same thing when Flacco, when we got to the playoff game and Flacco was stinking it up, you forced that. You kept forcing it. Then we get down there, Kareem Hunt is saving the day, and you send him back in. Something, this is not right. Something ain't right, bro. That's what I said. It's your job to lose. Or is it your job to lose? If you're safe, I would safely assume that you're supposed to lose. And we're not going for that no more. You can't keep insulting the fan base intelligence with this whole thing where, we can just tank out for a better pack. Y'all, I seen y'all do this at the end of the season too. I seen y'all do it. And it's the most ridiculous strategy that has never worked. Never. Not once has this worked for this organization. And when it did, when you did get somebody like Baker, what did you do? Y'all make the whole thing look bad. So now even Andrew Berry, people looking at Andrew Berry crazy, but he got you the players. He got you the pieces. It's Kevin's job to put those pieces in the best position to win. You're not doing it, bro. You're not doing it, Kev. So you're either a genius or you're incredibly stubborn or incredibly stupid. And I won't insult your intelligence by saying you're stupid, because I've seen you do some genius things, but I've seen you do some things that ain't so bright either, even in the game when you should have made certain calls, certain timeout, certain things that just, it's common sense. It's football. So we also talked about the hard knock thing, you know what I mean? But the culture, locking in. G. Bush, he's joking right there, but it's your locker room to lose. Your job is one thing. You can lose your job and not lose the locker room. But you lose in the locker room. And here's the thing with that. If you lose the locker room, but you keeping your job, you still eventually gonna lose your job. Because these players, they're not gonna perform for you. And the feedback, when they get up on that stand at the end of the game and they gotta talk, and they talking in code about you and your decisions. No. Not feeling it. Who else we gonna hear from? Mr. Stefanski. You also got a lot of great coaches commenting on whether you're competent or not. So it just takes me back. I'm just being real. This is what people's thinking. Are you incompetent? Or are you trying to make it, it's not even about trying to make a genius move. It's either a genius move or it's not. And it's not looking that way. I wish Bruce Arians would come on over here and take your job for real though. Because there's no reason for this inconsistency. We had no quarterback. Just 6 quarterbacks in a year or something like that. And we went to the playoffs with this same defense. You're not making sense. You're not making any kind of sense. This just in. Amid 1-5 start to season, Coach Brian Callahan fired. Titans. Y'all remember what Coach Herm said?
You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
You know what? You know what?
What?
You see that speech right there?
Uh-huh.
You know what our record was?
What?
We were 2-5.
At that time, that
2-5.
Yeah.
And we won the division.
Ooh.
Remember that, Jets?
Ooh.
Now he talking to the Jets.
You're 1-5 right now.
Who we 1-5. We 1-5 right now. No, bro. We can't keep this up, Mr. Stefanski. I hear. I remember when Baker came to the league, and he came in for us. And he said, I'm here for this organization. I'm here for the city of Cleveland. I believe I can turn this thing around. Where have I heard that before? Did I hear that again? Oh, Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur said it too. Right. %70 accuracy is 70% accuracy. I am not the type of guy that would be like, the stats say, because sometimes the stats don't tell the whole story. But in this particular thing, we got all these stats about how much Dylan Gabriel, how much football he's played. We have all these stats that are being ignored on Shedeur Sanders are being diminished. But forget all the stats. If we throw all the stats out the window and we look at training camp footage of Shedeur doing things better than Flacco, better than Pickett, better than Gabriel, then outright winning in stats on top of that, You're playing a game. You playing games, bro. You playing games. But it's cool. This is why I couldn't wait. I've never felt like this before, where I was like, I can't wait till we lose on Sunday. I can't wait. Get cuz up out of there, man. I've been in favor of it, but you're this microscopically close to getting the boot. You up out of there, bro. Fans ain't gonna stand for this, man.